You can put in there some kind of code. You could be like, "This bitch was an ampersand exclamation point." Then you know it's like a 7 who you went to first base with. So, like, if you would have gotten in this girl's shirt, it would have been a 7 at symbol. If she would have blown you, or you'd be at like a 7 hashtag. And if you went all the way, that's a $7 sign, which just totally makes sense. I mean, when you're racking up tons of chicks, you got to have a little bit of a code. Do you know that Robert F. Kennedy Jr. has a black book and it had at least 40 chicks just in his black book that his wife found? Now, if you look at my phone, I've got tons of chicks. I've got more than 40 chicks in there, but I didn't come up with these codes until later on in my life. And so a lot of times I'll just have a random, I've got probably 12 different chicks named Sarah in my phone. No last name, no notes. I have no idea where these bitches are from or how I met them or whatever. But so I'm just telling you, it's a good idea to document. Exactly. All right. So where'd you go with Dominica? Was it a party, a bar? Dude, I told you he was gonna stay. You're back? So you weren't you had gone somewhere? Like you hadn't hooked up with a chick in a while? Oh, I was gonna say, because usually a 7 doesn't get you there. Oh, okay. Because usually a 7 isn't gonna get you out of the doldrums. Right. Okay. So you wanna bang this chick. When you gonna see her again? Yeah. Okay. And what are you gonna do? Yeah. Are you just gonna invite her over and bang her? You're gonna go over to her house and bang her? You're gonna get coffee and bang? What's the plan? Okay, that works, man. Excellent. Well, good on you. So, Dominica, if you're out there watching right now, know that my man Ludacris is about to stick his dick in you in T minus 48 hours. Excellent. If he doesn't, well, then Dominica's going to be pissed. Dog, we need to turn Dominica, who's currently a 7 exclamation point, into a $7 sign. And apparently she has potential to be a 9, which no one believes. But that's okay. We'll let you think that. Okay, so have you gotten down to like would you date this girl, like not just fuck her? Yeah. Okay. So she's not hot enough to introduce to your friends? Okay. So then it's a great opportunity for you to have the special talk with her, which is just like, I'm a really busy individual. I've got such and such going on in my life. And I know that you're a busy individual, but if you're ever not doing anything and I'm not doing anything, is it cool that if I just, call you for a booty call? And then you've got basic friends with benefits. Ab- Dude, sevens are perfect for friends with benefits. That's why sevens were invented. All right. So Dominica, you're out there somewhere, girl. You've got a potential friend with benefits And she's probably saying to her friends, "You know, girls, I met this guy tonight. He's kinda like a 7, and I already listed him in my phone as a 7 exclamation point. I don't know if I want him to meet all of you because he's just, he's just like a 7. So I might end up picking up with her regularly." Wait, somebody's yelling in the background. Riser, what are you saying? Were you talking to someone? Caspian's here. Dude, we got 33 minutes. We have 33 minutes to get as much information about Ludacris and his love for Dominica as possible. So, Ludacris, um, let's see here. Does she have any hotter friends? That's a good question. Was she the hottest friend in her friend group when she went out tonight? Okay, good on you, man. Excellent. So you weren't just going for the ugly friend, you were going for the alpha chick, which is tight. All right. And how did your interaction start with her? Were you guys just at a bar, at a dance floor? You just bump into each other, somebody introduced you? How'd it work? All right. So it's a party. And now let's talk about her friends. If she's a 7, what are her friends? Yeah. These bitches are bad. No, that would mean they're average looking chicks, so probably just like whatever. Were any of them 4s? Okay, I mean that happens. They always have to have that one sometimes, unless they're going out like in power groups of just like 9s and 10s. But those chicks are tough to wrangle. All right, so you, oh fuck that chick. Well, wait, her personality then makes her a 5. Why do you hate her? Okay, what did she do to piss you off so much? Oh, you got to tell us this story. What's going on? What happened? Wait, she said, "Are you fucking my friend?" Or did you fuck my friend? Okay. So this happened and it was a different girl than Dominica? No shit. Okay. And what was your response? Okay. So let's see here. So Dominica is kind of a bitch. Wait, and here's why. Not because of any of that. But Dominica is friends with the bitchy girl who's friends with some other chick who you were fucking. And Dominica knows that you were fucking the bitchy girl's friend. Usually, there's like guy code, like, you don't, I mean, generally, bros before hoes kind of a deal. And she's not doing that. She's not saying hoes before bros. She's saying you before this other chick. So that's tight. All right. So, was it true? All right. How do you think she found out? Were you fucking this friend a lot, or is just like a one-off thing? Okay, so that's not that big a deal. It's not like you dated the other chick and now Dominica wants to date you because you just got to be careful about that kind of stuff. All right, so what did the bitchy? Oh, so the bitchy friend just the only thing she ever said is, "Are you fucking my friend?" or that's it? Oh, okay. You think you could pull a menage a trois with these chicks? Okay. Well, I'm just trying to keep your options open, friend. All right. So we've got Dominica. Do you know anything about her likes or interests or hobbies or anything? Do you know what she does for a living or anything? Okay. All right. So you met her 3 days ago, but you never said, "Hey, what do you do for a living?" Do you have her Instagram? I don't want it, but I'm just asking for your sake. No, you don't have her Instagram? You'd be able to find it though. You have enough mutual friends that you just type in Dominica in one of their friends list and you'll be able to know everything you want about this girl, right? Unless it's private. Okay. So that's a huge opportunity for you. I mean, you don't care about her that much, but um all right. So we got January 2nd. You got a hot date at her house. Are you I think you turn this chick into a friend with benefits. And I think you have that conversation. It's really important to just be honest with people. I know I talk a big game and all this, a lot of it's joking, but it's really important to communicate to her what your wants and desires are. And so I think you can say it beforehand, but I think you could break her heart. So if you guys just, if you just, if like you make it seem like you're going to fuck her and marry her, but then when you're done, basically, I mean, it's kind of a, you can make her aware like, hey, I just wanted to put things on the table with you. You could do it beforehand, it could blow up in your face, so at least get asked. But then you just say, I'm really busy in my life with whatever I've got going on, and I'm sure you are too, and but I like you and I really like what we just did. So what do you say if it, I mean, if it's cool with you, whenever you're free and whenever I'm free, we do it again. It's pretty simple. And she's gonna be like, if you pleasured her, she's gonna be like, yeah. Do you know what the first rule in sex is? No, it's not to me. It's to every alpha male in the world. Make sure she comes first. If you come first, you're never gonna see this girl again, and she's gonna talk to all her friends about how you suck as a lover. But if you make sure that she orgasms before you do, you made this bitch will fucking marry you. That's the biggest fucking thing. All right. Do you have any other girls on the radar? Okay, so we have to talk about that. What's it going to take to move you away from sevens into eights and nines? I'm not saying tens are even possible at this point. Those bitches are going for athletes and things like that. But eights and nines are possible. You got some game. So, do you know any eights and nines who are single? Okay, that's all right. Um, it's difficult to meet eights and nines and that elusive 10 because I mean, depending on where you are and all of those things. So getting a seven doesn't sound like it's too bad in your world or in wherever you are. And it'd be one thing if you're like, oh yeah, I go to bars and there are eights, nines, and tens all over the place, but it doesn't sound like that. So, but Dominica, I don't know. What if you hit it off with her? There's no way you would date this chick. Okay, so she's trending closer to the sevens and away from the eights. All right, I'm down with that. Um, so what do you like about Dominica? Yeah. No, not at all. That's completely fine to say. So she's a butterface. You like everything about her but her face. Okay, that works. I mean, everybody's got something. Okay, so really, she's a perfect friend with benefits candidate. And if she's a butterface, she knows that too. She knows that she's not the cream of the crop, but she also knows that she works on her body and that you'd like to enjoy it every once in a while. So, I think it's really important that you're honest with her, and it doesn't have to be before you have sex with her, but at least around the first time, you just set your boundaries and you set your expectations, and hopefully those align. And it sounds like they probably do. If this girl made out with you on December 31st, I mean, you basically got her in the bag. There's like one better date that you could have probably made out with this chick, or where she would fall more in love with you, and that would be like Valentine's Day. Aside from that, you got this girl. That's how I see it. I'm a straight shooter. What do you want me to say? All right. Um, and then you gotta you move on. I mean, if you go on like Tinder, are there eights, nines, and tens available, or no? They're all taken. Okay. Or they want money. That's what I hear is a big thing too. Okay. Well, you can, I guess you just find another seven, but uh, I think you'd be happy with an eight. Just a girl with a pretty face and a nice body. I mean, I think we'd all be happy with an eight. I think that's what everybody wants, frankly. Because a ten's going to run away on you. A nine may just do that at another point, but an eight might stick around. All right. Um, does Dominica have any friends who you would also want to hook up with? Like you already hooked up with the bitches, that one bitch's friend. Anybody else like that? No, no, I'm not asking you for their social security numbers. No, 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 no. Just okay. So there are some girls out there who are in Dominica's friend group who you might want to hook up with. Okay, but you don't want to hook up with them more than Dominica, or do you want to hook up with them more than Dominica? No, what I mean to say is, um, who do you want to hook up with more? One of Dominica's friends or Dominica? Okay. So, but there was something there though. Is there another chick who you have a thing for in her friend group? Okay. All right. Well, then I think we've got things established. Dominica is a potential friend with benefits, and she's a good looking friend with benefits. Friends with benefits can really range from like five to seven. I mean, you could get eights, nines, and tens, but you want to date those chicks. So that's good. And does Dominica know she's getting fucked January 2nd? No, no, no. She knows. She knows if you fucked the other friend, she knows that you're down to pound. So, you know, she's she's preparing herself. Okay. So she thinks you're just gonna call her literally like 12 hours after making out with her to fuck her. Okay, why isn't that the plan? Yeah. Oh, okay, that's absolutely cool. And you need to rest up and everything. Okay. But you're gonna contact her and say, hey, January 2nd, you mind if I come over? Dude, that's amazing. All right, good on you, man. Uh Anything else have good at this party? Did you like your friends? Were your friends there? Was it an enjoyable time? Excellent. And uh oh, here's something I don't know if you have to watch out for, but do any of your friends like Dominica's friends? Um, well, because if you have a friend who likes one of Dominica's friends and they start dating, then Dominica's going to want to start dating you and do like double dates and shit, and you don't want that. And then also, um, you got to be on the lookout. I mean, there's not like a bunch of chicks here. Maybe there are. I don't know. I wasn't there. But basically, like you've already had sex with one of Dominica's like friends of a friend, and you already talked about you like kind of one of her other friends. So if you throw another dude in there, you're gonna end up perhaps like kind of shitting in your own punch bowl. You want to kind of keep those guys out. Does that make sense? Like basically, if you if you're fucking like a bunch of chicks in a group, you don't want to have your friend get in there because that's just going to mess things up. He's going to have a bad breakup with one of them, or he's going to fall in love with one of them, or fall in love with Dominica. You want to keep those guys out. I mean, basically, like if we were studying animals on the Serengeti, hey, what's going on, dude? Um, you'd be like the lion, and you don't want other lions fucking up the pride. You want to make sure that you're the alpha there and you maintain that status. And not saying that you won't, but if your guy friends are in there fucking all the other friends, then there's the potential that your friends can fall in love with Dominica, your friends can fall in love with one of those other chicks and want to get into a relationship, and then that's going to fuck up your friend's benefits potentially, depending on how mature she is. But do you think she wants to date you? You're full of shit. She wants to date you. You kissed her on fucking New Year's Eve. Dog, Dominica is making 2025 the year of ludicrous. Not only that, she thinks that you're calling her on January 1st, which is a sucker move. You got to keep these girls wanting more. So January 2nd, I get that. That's cool. And if that works with your schedule. But yeah, she's head over heels for you, dog. Perhaps. Perhaps. I mean, she already knows that you fucked this other girl. Oh, wait, Dominica knows that you fucked this other girl, right? Oh, dog. Dominica knows. Dominica knows because this bitchy girl with the big mouth is gonna tell her. Am I wrong? She already came up to you and said, "You're fucking my friend." You don't think she's gonna say that to Dominica? Dog, unless you bought this woman a beach home, you didn't bribe her well enough. How did you bribe her? What did you give her? Really? That's a pimpin' move. But that's not enough. That might keep her quiet for a week, but you're kind of a sucker. Now you just gave away $200 to this bitch, and she's still gonna tell her friend anyway. She's gonna get drunk, and she's gonna be like, "Oh yeah, did you know that Ludacris was fucking this other friend of mine?" And then Dominica's gonna be like, "What? What is this?" Now, oh, so you're just gonna deny it and gaslight her? All right. I mean that worked, but then if you're gonna look like a jackass if Dominica ever hangs out with that friend, and that Dominica's gonna be like, "Hey, Ludacris said that you guys never hooked up, and the bitchy girl with the big mouth says that you did. Did you hook up with him?" And she's gonna say, "Yeah, we hooked up." And because then she's gonna have something on Dominica, and then Dominica's gonna be like, "Hey, Ludacris, why did you lie to me? You said that you hadn't hooked up with her." So what I would say is, and then the girl with the big mouth is going to say, "Yeah, and he gave me $200 to stay quiet about it." So you just you're not fucked though. You're fine. You just don't say anything to Dominica. And when Dominica, if she ever brings it up to you, you say, I gave the girl with the big mouth $200 for something totally separate, and I'm with you. I'm not with that other girl. That's why I didn't bring it up. She doesn't matter to me. You're the one who matters to me. Yeah, I mean, if it does, you just have to make her seem a little bit better than this other friend, and she'll be fine because she understands that you're you're hooking up with chicks, and the circles kind of became concentric to some extent. But you will, honesty is the best policy, but you don't want to necessarily be too honest with her. Like, on your January 2nd date, before having hooked up with her, you say, "Hey, I want you to know that I hooked up with you." You don't want to say that, but what you want to do January 2nd is you go to her place, you make sure she orgasms. I'm serious about that. If you remember anything that I say, she comes first. That's once you get that, once you ensure that she has orgasm, you're fine. Then you do whatever you want. You come in this girl 1,000 times if you want. But I'm telling you this, if you come in her 1,000 times and then she orgasms, you are a beta male to her. If you make her orgasm just the first time, and then you can come as many times as you want. You don't even have to come. I mean, you should, but you don't even have to. You could seriously just make her orgasm the first date or whatever, the first, second time, January 2nd or whatever, and you'll be good as gold. And then she knows that she's got dick that she likes that's consistent that can make her orgasm whenever she wants. Basically, in her phone, you just become dude who can make me orgasm before anything else. That means she doesn't have to work for it. She doesn't have to play games. She knows what she's getting. But if you just like get drunk or you get stupid or whatever, and you come first, you're like, oh, well, oops, sorry, whatever. You're fucked. You're just gonna be diminished in her eyes. And I want her to really what I want for this relationship is for you both to be happy. And I should tell you this. I frankly am just burning time for another 11 minutes until it's midnight and we do our countdown and everything. But yeah, I mean, you've got you're in a nice position right now. Let's just put it that way. A really nice position. So, friends with benefits is an amazing thing. And if she's down for it, then you've got regular sex for 2025. Can't beat that. And in the meantime, how are you gonna find the girl who you really like? What is your way to find another chick? Yeah, I mean, okay, so you're not looking for a relationship or what? Okay, but you'd be looking for a relationship with an 8 or a 9, wouldn't you? Definitely. Okay, so then you get on the dating apps and I mean, I know they've changed since I've used them, but I was the king of these things. The reason why I was so good with dating apps that I dated girls who were working for Tinder, which their parent company is Match.com, and, the way that I was able to do it is I had auto swipers on a bunch of different cell phones that basically just swiped in the direction that I needed it to swipe. And so basically, like every single chick in Southern California was in my inbox within a couple days. And then you just pick from the litter. Now I know you can't do that as easily anymore because they'll ban you if you just swipe every chick right. So you every once in a while swipe some four to the left, but then shoot for the stars with some eights, nines, and I mean, you might get that elusive 10. And of course, you're going to want to date those chicks. So basically, you've got your regular pussy that you'll be getting with this friend with benefits, and then you shoot for the stars with the eights, nines, and tens. Does that sound like a good strategy? Excellent. And you're going to have one amazing 2025. You've already started better than most people. You already at least got to first base in 2025, so that's not too bad. Oh, let me ask this. Uh the when it hit midnight or whatever, did you kiss any other girls? Oh, okay, even better, man. Good job. So you only kissed Dominica and that was it. Good on you, man. So yeah, but trust me, she's making 2025 the year of ludicrous if she thinks that you're going to call her. Does she know that you're not going to call her? She doesn't. She's expecting your call January 1st. Not a call, a text. You're right. You're not calling her. You're texting her, right? Exactly. Yeah, yeah, yeah. No, what are you like 50? Yeah. Nobody's just first time calling her. Yeah. So you're going to send her the text on the second, or you're going to send it like the night of the first for the second? Way too late. I think that's too late. That makes you look like you're just going for a booty call, which you are, but you want to make her feel a little bit more special. I think probably like an 8 p.m. text and then get into some texting with her for the night. Like that's some good game. So basically, like 8 o'clock, you text her, "Hey, I had really good time at so and so's party. I wanted to know if I could see you again tomorrow night, if that would work for you." And she'll be like, "Oh yeah, I had such a great time. That was really amazing." Oh, blah, 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 blah. You're like, "Okay, now what's the move that you make to just be like, hey, can I come over to your place?" Yeah, because it's not an alpha move to go to a girl's place. Usually you bring her back to your place, but I understand if that's not possible. So you got to work your way. I mean, she's going to want to have sex with you, but she's going to want you to have to work a little bit uh, of charisma in order to get there. She just doesn't open up her house to everybody. That means she's got to clean, she's got to, do laundry and all kinds of other shit. So, I don't know. I don't think it's a bad idea. Like, I mean, it's like probably the easiest way. I think you could probably pull this off with a girl at her house. Do you have Netflix? Yeah, I mean that's not a bad move. It's just a simple thing that it allows you to like invite yourself over to her place. So you can be like, hey, like I don't know if she's into coffee or, but all girls generally are. But like bring something so that you just don't look like you're there to just have sex like with a hooker. So you'd be like, hey, I had a really good time with you. Want to know if I could see you again tomorrow night. Um, and like, are you free? She'll be like, yeah. Okay. um it's a difficult one to just be like, hey, do you want to just Netflix and chill at your house? Like if it were your house, like you were bringing her to your house, it's game over. But you've got to get past that because she's got to prepare and things. So you can say, uh would you, I mean, you could say there's a bunch of stuff you could do. uh you could take her to coffee and then go back to her place, but that's again, if I may ask, why don't you want to bring her to your place? Is it an option? Okay. Um, do you live with other people? Okay, then say no more. Okay, so then you can, I think that's a good move. You can say, I'd like to see you again. What are your thoughts on me bringing coffee over to you and we Netflix and chill? You can bring something else, but with girls you're going to have to get into like there can be dietary issues. You don't want to have like a whole blown out date with her, but then you're bringing something to her and you just don't look like you are using her for her place in her body, which you are, and I get that. So you say, um i I like, I want to see you again. What are your thoughts on me bringing, you could, I mean, I don't know if like there's something else that she might want that you may know, but usually coffee's good. And then you're bringing something to her, and then you can say, "We can use my Netflix account or whatever." If she doesn't have Netflix, or you don't even have to get into that, but that can be later in the conversation. But this way, she's not like, "Yeah, he just came over, he fucked me, and he left." No, she can be like, "Oh, he was so sweet. He brought coffee. He thought of me. I got the pumpkin spice whatever or whatever." Then she can tell her friends a little bit about, that you weren't just basically there for the sex, but it did happen. And Netflix and chill also establishes that you are what's going to happen. I mean, that you're not beating around the bush. And but you've got a little bit of a step to get over with the fact that you have to do it at her house. So that way, if you're bringing something, she has some, and she can anticipate it. And I mean, are you sure that does she live alone? Are you sure you can go to her place? Okay, perfect. Perfect. So then, yeah, what are your thoughts on me bringing coffee and we Netflix and chill at your place? Like, that's a really simple thing, but you're bringing something, and then it's just not like, hey, let's Netflix and chill at your house. Um, just bringing her a little something is, I think, going to be very positive for you. So, yeah, you've got a date on January 2nd. She thinks it's on the 1st, and then from there you can establish it any way you want. Hey, this was really fun. I'd like to see you again, and maybe be more serious. Or this was really fun. You should know I'm really busy. I know you're a busy person as well, but whenever you're free and whenever I'm free, what are your thoughts on doing this again? Like, establishing this type of communication is, I feel, going to be very beneficial to you long term. Then you're not going to look like an asshole in front of her. You're also you're going to look cool. I think you look cool by pulling this. Um, so, I mean, it's up to you the moves that you make, but I think if you do 10 o'clock, it's a little too late. She's going to want to text with you a little bit. I mean, maybe not, but at least something. You're going to want to be like, okay, so what do you want from Starbucks? And she'll be like, oh, I want whatever latte. Okay, cool. And like, do you have any, you can look into if there are any things that, you have to be on the lookout for. She'll tell you, hey, I'm lactose intolerant or whatever. Okay. So we are about to do a countdown. In fact, we are about 30 seconds away from it being 2025. So, yeah, exactly. I was literally just talking to you this entire time. I never talk with people about their relationships this long. But the reason why was because I was just blowing time until we have this. So, um, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bingo, bango, bongo. Happy 2025, everybody. Excellent. You're good. That's all right. That's the way to start off the year. Excellent. Excellent. Well, happy New Year to you. 10:19. It's 10:19. Thanks, big dog. Excellent. Did you hear how laid Ludacris is gonna get on January 2nd? Dude, he's definitely getting laid. He's already got a boner. Excellent. He's talking to this guy. All right. So Ludacris, um, I've got a couple of devices I gotta get like restarted. I restart my streams every 12 hours. But it was good to get to know you a little bit better. And then I'm gonna go to bed because I am very tired. I've been up like all night. But come back and tell us how it went. And And hopefully you got friends with benefits. Sound like a plan, Ludacris? Excellent. And don't you go falling in love with this chick. I don't want to hear on January 3rd that you're getting married on February 14th, okay? Excellent.
Do you think that would be useful for us for the actual practical engineering thing that you're working on?
Could. And I worked at CERN for 2 summers in undergrad, and we were looking for supersymmetry, which was one of these alternatives to the standard model. And it was sad because my professors were getting sadder and sadder because they weren't finding it. They were excluding what we would call this parameter space of finding these supersymmetric particles. But the search for what that theory of everything could be, or a grand unified theory that kind of answers some of the holes within the standard model of physics, would presumably kind of unlock a better understanding of certain fundamental laws that we should be able to build a better understanding of engineering and day-to-day services from that. This might not be an immediately obvious thing. When we discovered the Higgs boson, I was there at CERN that day. It was July 4th, 2012, that it was announced. We all waited like nerds overnight in line to get into the announcement chamber. I'd never waited for even like a Harry Potter premiere in my life, but we waited for this like announcement of the Higgs boson to get into the chamber overnight. But did that immediately translate to technology for engineering? No. But it's still a really important part of our understanding of these fundamental laws of physics. And so I don't know that it's always immediate, but I think it is really critical knowledge for humanity too.
It might shape up understanding of the world.
Yeah.
What scares me might help us create more dangerous weapons. So, and then we'll figure out that great filter situation. And I still believe that human compassion and love is actually the way to defend against all these greater and more impressive weapons. Let me ask a weird question. In terms of you disagreeing with others, what important idea do you believe is true that many others don't agree with you on? Maybe it's a tough question. You know? Think about that one, but it's very specific, like which material to use or something about a particular project, or it could be grand priorities and missions. I think one you actually mentioned is interesting. Is like uh, the thing we should be looking for is like colonization of space versus colonization of planets. Meaning like
So my best hot take that people would disagree with me on is life in floating cities as opposed to life on the surface.
How do you envision that like spread of humans? Because you said at the beginning of the conversation something about like scale, increasing the scale of basically humans in space. Are they just like in they're in orbit and then they get a little farther and farther out, and you see this kind of uh, floating cities just getting farther and farther from the Earth, they can almost kind of return. Like if you look a few centuries from now, do you just see us all these like floating cities? Yeah, and it just kind of envelops the space around us in this like neighborhood. It's like rural and then there's like giant structures and small pirate structures and that kind of stuff.
Yeah, I think low Earth orbit might come to look like that, and it's a really interesting regulatory challenge to make sure that there's some cross purposes. So the more cool space cities we have in orbit, the more shiny objects in the night sky, the worse it is for astronomers in a really kind of overly simplified case. So there's some pushback to this like amoeba-ing where we just grow kind of incongruously or indiscriminately as an amoeba in low Earth orbit. Beyond that, though, I think we'll grow in pockets where there are resources. So we won't just expand around the gravity well of Earth. We'll do some development around the moon, some development around asteroids, some development around Mars, because there'll always be purposes for which we want to go down to a physical object and study it or extract something or learn from it. But I think we'll grow in fits and start in pockets. Some of the coolest pockets are the gravity balance pockets, like the Lagrange points, which is where we just sent, not me personally, but NASA just sent James Webb, the big telescope. I think it's at L2. So,
what's the nice features also?
So it's a stable orbit. There are several different Lagrange points, and so it just requires less energy to stay where you're trying to stay.
Yeah, that's fascinating. What's also fascinating is the interaction between nations. Like who owns that? Would you say in most floating cities, do you envision independent governments?
That was going to be my next question. You would push me harder for a more provocative question where I might disagree with other people. I don't yet have my own opinions fully formed on this, but we are trying to figure out right now what happens to the moon with all of these first come, first served actors just arriving and setting precedents that might really affect future access. And one example is property rights. We do want companies that have the expertise to go to the moon and mine stuff that will help us, develop a human settlement there or a gateway. But companies need to know generally that they have rights to a certain area or that they have some legal right to sell things that they're getting. So that means we're going to grant out the property rights on the moon to companies. Who has the right to give that away? There's a bunch of really kind of gnarly questions we have to think about just when I think of lawyers. Maybe that's true. I think it is
True. But those questions again, as you said, eloquently, will help us answer questions about here. It is a little strange. I mean, it's obvious, but it's also strange if you look at the big picture of it all. That we draw these like borders around geographical areas and we say this is mine. And it seems like there's possible alternatives. Also, there needs to be trim with some parts, what is it, Central Park? Preserve.
commons.
Yeah, the commons.
But this notion of anthropocene, we have a lot of commons problems in humanity. How are we treating the earth for climate change? How are we going to treat and behave in space? Commons. And I would love to see an approach to the moon that's common, that it's hard to know who would be also of that.
Which it will be. Mars needs to be something like that. President, there should be a democracy vote. So all again, what are your thoughts? Your life, career, just this. Okay, take it one way.
I'd say you should empower because if we're at the cusp interest flaps back. So I will actually really get say is minded about what your own interests are anymore to be welcome passion basically space mind.
Well, when you look at your own life, because it's the biggest deals to the. like how to end up doing incredible, um, maybe the role in college and
I'd say one piece of find really good. I think that there are 50 graduate student staff that are my organization back in. I can't see it on camera, but I'm sitting here with and that is the large team. I think that's talk about enough in academia. Or genius. Yep. And people that I absolutely call. We're partly on that. We're not just good, but that we take make sure so all the engineering payloads that I want students to fly. An open call internationally for artists, something to the ISS, and we found out for artists to go to, and now an artist
the associate special. First of all, what do you think it is? What that deserve? What should they try to expand farther?
that are thoughts, met yeah, turtles all we've become aware of the fragility of Earth mean for us and our interest in galactic profound opportunity for sake for the human. We have a lot of bullshit challenge.
Yeah. Another this individual life as the company, as far as we know for now. Yeah. Just
Is there this is not the scientist in me talking, but I certainly feel some sense at the very local level. Ask me this question of my first producing units. But then another purpose in my life for humanity, individual humans are can also be dead, naive, but there is a bigger. Well,
The meaning from the local site or company unit on the giant that's struggling to kill.
there's nothing you
You're incredible. Everything outside the sales. You.
so much for having me. Great comment.
Stoic philosopher. Thank you for see you. Conversation and in the future about Judaism. I was forced not shy. This conversation, please allow me this time to speak. I've been on my mind. If this is understand. Some people have the war in Ukraine. I think my words are worth a little, but perhaps try. I consider doing a long.
Riser, can you hear me?
I tried several times, but it is.
Yo. I know you're talking about stuff that I fucking love. Consistency. Where the fuck did Caspian Sea go?
Of course, someone's angry. This was all said, including artists, leaders, and just regular. For now, I'll keep trying.
Is he coming back?
I was born in Missouri, Ukrainian and Russian.
Excellent. Perfect. I've got a couple more devices myself that I have to reset. Please stay here. I want to talk to you about William Montgomery's consistency and being sexy. Fuck.
Beings that make up his nation, like humanity.
In the world, baby.
People in these nations. Let me speak about those.
I will say this. Even before I did this, I mean, it's a point of pride. I'm extremely consistent with attending classes, with attending synagogue, with attending work. Like I go years without missing because I just like to be very consistent. Excellent. He's back. Send him that link.
Women running on fires, they start cruel to each other. But I believe in a future world. This is no longer. If you feel capable of a lot conversation, I think very human in the world. But I will speak with many people, CEOs, heads of state, their perspective. While we need choose our own powerful wanting to really be criticize me, wanting to about them. Sincerely, when I'm joking, clear, when I'm being serious, I should speak. Despite my speaking, unfortunately, people are better humor, dark humor, taking this so seriously. Dress up to celebrate. To escape all the tension, conflict, civilization. I, of course,
Did you watch William Montgomery on Monday's Kill Tony? Uh, yeah, his shit is interesting as fuck. He's socially awkward, it seems. Yeah, I mean, no, he doesn't. He doesn't. He's just intelligent. I mean, I don't want to. I think there are a few things. One, English isn't his first language, so he's having to translate everything in his head. Two, he he's actually Tajikistani. Well, he was born in yeah, in Tajikistan. Um, he he may be Armenian. He's all kinds of stuff, but he was born in well Tajikistan. He is Tajikistan.
I don't know what that is. No, just like Speed Racer. I haven't either. Thanks, baby. I appreciate. I wish. I do. Going down to the base in Florida. Starts with an H. It starts with an H. Holloman Air Force Base. Dog, that could be really big, dude. Dog, that could be.
Yeah. No, that's okay. No, yeah, it's 4 years away. Okay. Hey guys, I've been working on this thing. I've got to get some sleep. I have a headache from being up too long. Take care, my friend. Love you guys. It was an absolute pleasure. Whooping ass. I love when we play a game and I don't know who won at the end of it because we're all pretty even. So that's the highest compliment I can pay you guys from a gaming standpoint. One thing that I want to show you guys before I'm gonna put the finishing touches on this, but I've been just drinking water because I know it's just because I haven't slept. I was up all last night and then up to tonight. Okay, um, so a lot of times, look, I need something to go viral. Okay, it's just as simple as that. And I'm in this Wall Street Bets Discord, and these guys they're really into stocks and stuff. So I made this GIF that is it's censored, but I'm gonna see how it works. So it's here it is. You've probably heard it like 1,000 times, but all right, let's see if we can see if this works. Oh, that sounds is. Oh, I didn't even do it. Hold on a second. Let me see. I have to do it so like hold on. So but it one thing is at the very bottom it's got yeah, it's got my name and at least from Instagram. And if I can get these guys to start using this as a GIF, especially on Twitter and all that kind of stuff, it's like a free shout out for me, and they can spread that in a lot of different. So we'll see how it goes. But yeah, we'll see how it goes. It's got a lot going. Something's got to work. All righty, guys, take care.
His guy be grateful to be alive with other all ass off. His podcast. Check out a description. Here's my conversation. Start with the big. Judaism, thousands of years old, lands and although Judaism is responsible for introducing so quantities to medieval, you would say that God was never on magic is you have to have that. But basically, modern take us about give us God is already different conversations and ideas between that tradition got imminent. here. Whatever you say, same time, just to when you were 2 years, no idea, you had 15 years. You see God as being God. When we speak about limited, no ability of God, this idea of deep be great healing. I mean, that the teenager. Take a beautiful phrase back from Mark, and he said, "Press, only be pressed." No, speak. The sense of God for no, not speak. He said, "The distract vision to attach visualization." He so almost, I think ultimately,
This
it's actually critical.
comma am going all of you don't forget
Idol with action. God, this not capable. Difficult in it. Melody, basically. Yes. You can't. I thought something said it. Say it. But yeah, the that you don't about a relationship, and I, see that it's not unspoken. It's mostly now. You're a mystery to love somebody for years, and they can say, "Oh, at first individuation, and try and cut off." And God, a relationship, known by the relationship. The world it's not Chris Ranges. The God is a great tyrant. The idea of being by God is after all thing. Young to great What happened?
So there are a lot
A lot. He was
one of the things I learned with the with well, you can't argue with is better. I remember once we were arguing about free the fact that that's not really an argument.
or like people should watch that kind of David White masterful using charisma.
Limousine ride with him from one debate in LA and the talk about the picture and he gave me home um, uh, 2 weeks out. Remembering that standard, he did both. I mean, he went all around the world, bars everywhere, routes, and he could have a word essay on the poetry of Yeats and go to sleep. Debate with you? What are you crazy? Here, it's water. He really was a constant, inexhaustible of
Technically, also and enlightening stuff.
I mean, I had my doubts about it, but he convinced me. It's not wrong, but it's much more.
Poetry, uh, how beautiful this could do. Playing from your perspective, faith.
Debated. I think about it somewhat different. So I think that in some way, say his is a material orientation. It's not any kind of. He was less a passionate arguer against religion. He was that religion took him. And then once he trained his intellectual howitzers on the argument and attacking it, that I carried his own eloquence and range. I can't call it that religion is religion. I think obviously is he had all of its manifestation. One of his
Wisdom.
poet said, among the people that I
Uh, yes, it is. He's another one. Yeah. So, what? Like deep in his soul. And sense of cannot move on.
I mean, he, I did my, and then Sam did, and Sam said, when I heard the podcast from David Wolf, I think assertions, and I knew that was like he finds it hard to have a conversation about the harm that he thinks religion. Intellectually shocked.
Hey,
I think separating their content from religion.
listen to your
They finally sell for the East
not
Indies
standard,
for
just
Portuguese.
Eric.
In the year 60, Elizabeth
Eric has a
that gave them a minute. Now the East India Company might have connections with a monopoly. The position is not as it was. The competition
First of all, Eric
is
really
still there.
good stuff.
And
He
they were
is
still
a
however, she's
work. It's not that big a
you
leap
know,
to God, but it's still
learning the law. The Dutch and Dutch attacks on Spanish merchant shipping had left a void in international. It was really more than anything else that it was really huge.
I mean, I
compared to
honestly
any It was three times the point. Quickly, except in the end, the English won the war. Seemed
and it's
full trade
and had
and the Spanish, the Dutch.
I said today, and it
one tried
So,
to trust. They found themselves that completely unrelated. They really operated in sort of a you're going to make money, we're going to protect you.
Well,
And the largest trade
the tradition.
is the control as well as that touch East India enough for business. English founded on these markets. So these had to look elsewhere. Control the West Coast and all the slaves. Gave them
but
access
there's
to
here I heard
everybody. So one of the same country were
I was
the true Spanish. Now,
okay.
trade colonization, but they gave better
Concentration. Valid and gone.
first as
Normal
seeking
body.
goods that were denied by the trade. They were
And see his face.
as the
what's
people
so
had.
disturbing. And I know this
What about after dinner? Anybody who was anybody was using sugar and tobacco.
But it seemed like
They weren't just luxury goods for the
perhaps
elite. They were luxury goods
combining
for the
that.
merchant class and even the middle class. It
It
wasn't
seemed like
the
it was
lowliest
a
of peasants.
regular day.
They wanted a little bit of sugar and
It
show
didn't
off
seem
just how classy they
Yeah, I'm
were.
not sure what I expected.
Now, sugar was seen as a something that sweetened the tea and that was kept so quickly. You realize how real it is.
What do you make that
Your belief as in those countries, Spaniards, it was running newly raised class to tobacco. Filthy novelty, so basely grounded, so full. Use their and drinking accustomed lobes to the eye, to the milk, to the brain. There's a lot.
Who's that?
Yes, than it is.
Other guests who built
Nose.
our
It looks bad. It smells.
rival like a we see people.
Seen as a sin
I asked you.
no purpose other than
I was like the whole. Always the great America. There's
Tobacco was everyone.
not
On
an American
the other hand,
that identifies.
you know,
You have all these
if you
long
really see if you live
all the hills.
for playing all sorts of games, especially at sea.
Subscribe.
Then you just call it
Tonight, your safety.
Sort of.
Zoom like they're not like all and I don't know. I wonder what you'll think of this. Unlike superhuman and
At least
Nazis thought of it as
the shapes.
it was an
Along with a few archinaces and controls they may take.
yeah.
Governors will see
There's a lot of
worship or
humor in there here.
and their
All of us.
Spanish controlled harbors, ships of patrol were
And I
quickly
what I
learning to be
do, and
valuable
because I
to
have lived a lot more.
very goal for these missions. Goals in the 80 years.
There's no
Six
kiss.
years. Quickly realize the most vulnerable by
Certainly,
being spread rich waters of in time
it makes you yourself.
were mixed was
And you
there's
like
complete send out training. Well, it was French, and some just
How create
the truth.
control them the way seems to be.
And that a while ago,
definitely
and that engagement and so to us.
So there's a
Roman gates of
like
right. Any is left. Where
women's
how these are from this hard person.
By the way, not all
So, James
part the legacy
he had
tradition
Ellen's right.
maybe some years ago. I ever had
First,
when I started this show,
musician.
I everything
On the island.
yeah,
Poodle. This is
counts it.
the
Okay, let me see.
inspiration for ships. Every person, including the dog,
oh God is dead. Yeah.
situated
Of course.
tobacco. On the new Caribbean and
Yeah. And I
and
believe
just
that
a little bit of basic geography.
no
One at the
an
website.
idea that
You'll see majority of
purpose
the
wishes us
this area
better.
stretches all the way from Florida to South America.
So I don't is coming. Still living up now that
This is kind of wrong.
why
Yeah.
ourselves
Be large.
pretty excited.
Exciting.
And hearing
Here's the sound. And form really from the greater Antilles. Into the tour. Way for the still simply movie service
That's a way.
and it is
Fire.
any of these
You
nobody
starts with Muhammad.
into the established Spanish
Because
colony. It's really merchants who to make a profit. We
I
not
think
only days were forced to such men. The Spanish
Can I tell you how I got there?
against them.
So
Truly impressive. The place that they had settlement. These islands are non
to be head of the bio. As soon as he was speaking to us,
So,
but not because
all
at all. For that rabbi.
the very few English
No,
were
about
perhaps one
how
of the
Jews
first
survived
places
in
in
the
the
day.
world.
It's not like Jews
The
believed that they were
French
chosen
established a
for
colony of
things. They
Huguenot
certainly
settlements in the case of the French and the English. They were mostly there were some Catholics there, but interests and
perspective.
sugar and tobacco. Never
Yeah.
refused to
small secure because they better than a brick.
This was
But the
really made the war.
missions, which is I didn't know very much
The
about
same.
it. Like
Therefore,
Judaism,
for the early 17th
Speaks to the
its entirety. In fact, work in Amsterdam,
the family
the
part
machine, untold
Eric.
work,
Islam and Judaism.
say, Really, the Dutch was so New World economy. The Dutch traditionally
Moses created a religion in the desert. There
now
was no.
Spanish all over
So
were
you
being
had to
attacked
create a
by
religion. And
Cameron
that's why in a
and
lot
it's leaning toward Ulster. The Spanish treasure.
So
Initially, Admiral Hunt some in the
single
finally capturing the on the coast of Cuba.
statement and insight.
All ships were hard to money from fund the Dutch armies.
That's how. Leviticus.
All of his
Great guy.
and you know that
Whenever I
and the
these
Dutch all spread
we
through
talk and
turns out the monarchs that of civil wars in England was not because trying to make as much money as possible. But that's not to say Brown's didn't interest. Hey, days of colonization. I take my reason
Standing on the third straight
the Dutch and for a time
one that my lawyer
conceived attempt aided revised his Dutch landing solution. They banned
stepping
populations of the entire
so look that's
small club
because
can French pilots used
always the reason is that I don't think
established for a time. They hunted. This was feasting on Eventually, the men who had seen news where they these men were wild, they were further. As
Sells my relation.
French and English and
Because it changes everyone else will
really these men were words. They were really Randy. Which used to make food. They were shown on every what's there smoke and the English is
just like John,
the original shipped and occupied.
and
They meant to be or who sold it. They meant to produce
that I actually
yams
think
and
has
dye
serious
and build a
societal
stable place to live.
there's
They said why
because
these places were deep. There was
a hard time
no
together.
English three Africans they were the Africans and the
You said, what is it about
these
beautiful
people
man?
took for a time
Rabbi Sullivan.
original. So enough. Was when I was a young named Oliver. Probably two English. He was first. His eyes on neither. Settlements on. If it's a tree, so third, after thinking, so patient in the smallest of worst happened, and
I like the story. I
35.
Some people who tried to argue
They were
that
by the cop.
forbid that thing not under
Rating at C, but
Your
my argument is
war market. Set by 46 treated
and
what meant was that only now 40
not
so I can do this. Found Spain and change. Armed with